evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Growing up in the northwest suburbs of Chicago, I used to love to read science fiction novels. Arthur C. Clarke, Robert Silverberg, Isaac Asimov. I read about different planets and different worlds far into the future. I read about our own planet Earth and what life might be like in 50 or 100 years. When I was a little kid, I was constantly thinking about the future. I used to calculate how old I would be in the year 2050. Would I make it to the year 2050? What would I be doing? Would I be an astronaut, a baseball player, a politician? My imagination was always wandering. Would I get married? Would I have kids? All these questions. Friends, come with me to the year 2004. Lying in bed in my humble apartment, nursing another hangover, often to the sounds of gunshots in the street below. I thought about my life and how it hadn't turned out as I had envisioned as a young man. I thought about the past 10 or 15 years, a lot hanging out in bars, hanging out with friends, and we would always talk about what we're going to do in the future. But we never achieved anything. Same day, same thing. And in some ways it occurred to me I was the same dreamer I was as a young child. I'd also picked up some bad habits along the way, but slowly I was turning things around through hard work and discipline. So feeling antsy that night, I pulled out my latest Motorola smartphone, which I forgot to bring, and I started surfing the internet. And I came across a man named Jeb Corliss. This is in 2004. Mr. Corliss, he was trying to become the first human being to jump from an airplane without a parachute and land safely to the ground, wearing only something he designed called a wingsuit, which is basically a jumpsuit with kind of like webbing between the arms and legs. So most people thought this was impossible. There were like a half dozen others around the world trying to achieve this feat. Friends, come with me to the year 2012. Walking home from the latest Michigan Avenue Toastmaster to my River North condominium, I thought about my life. I was feeling pretty good. Maybe I'd go running, maybe I'd read a newspaper. I made it up to my apartment, sat by the window, and I was looking out at the skyline of the city of Chicago, and I was like, wow, what a great city Chicago had become. Feeling antsy again, I pulled out my iPhone, started surfing the internet, New York Times, and said a man named Gary Connery had become the first human being to jump from an airplane without a parachute and land safely to the ground, wearing only his wingsuit. And immediately, I went back to that night in 2004, and I thought about what it takes, like men like Mr. Connery and Mr. Kilroy, to achieve their dreams when people had told them it was impossible, to never give up. I thought about my own life and how I started to achieve some of my dreams, running for public office, running a marathon, buying a condo, saving money for the future, joining Toastmasters. And I again thought about what it takes to achieve something, to never give up, no matter how far you've fallen. So friends, many scientists and technologists, they think that technology is actually accelerating, that the next 100 years will be 500 or 10,000 times more advanced than the last 100 years. So friends, come with me one more time to the year 2050. 2050, when tiny microscopic nanobots course through our veins, curing us of incurable diseases. There was just an article about this. When poverty and starvation have been eliminated from our planet. When the latest order from Amazon doesn't come in a FedEx truck, maybe it's printed off your 10th generation three-dimensional printer. When the latest extreme Toastmasters can take place in virtual reality, with holographic images of each and every one of us, just as we're sitting here. Friends, when this day comes and humankind ventures out into space and achieves their destiny, humankind will look back on that day, May 2012, as the true beginning.